All right, that previous essay was quite high in terms of coherence and vocabulary. Now I'll show you the same topic, but it's an easier level. Remember the question? It was about changing your jobs or your careers many times for different reasons, and you have to answer the question, is this a positive or a negative trend? The introduction, as I said in the previous video, keep it simple. It's usually 3 sentences. Here is an easier introduction. Now don't be surprised, it's still a little long, but the vocabulary is easier. Let's read it together. In the modern era, many workers like to change their jobs and even change their whole careers. They do this for a variety of reasons, including lifestyle and money. This essay will look at both the positive and the negative sides of changing your career, but from my perspective, it is usually positive. So this is obviously perfect grammar, but it's the type of standard that a 6.5 or a 7 student would look for. A background sentence that no one can argue. Give a couple of reasons, lifestyle and money, and then look at the thesis statement. This essay will look at both the positive and the negative sides of changing your career, comma, but from my perspective, it is usually positive. Answer the question. Now, remember I said this is an easier model. Very simply, you put all the negatives in one paragraph and all the positives in another one. On one hand, changing your job often has many downsides. First, you might lose respect in your town if people know that you do not stay for a long time in the same position. Secondly, even if you change your job for a good reason, it could seem that you are not loyal to your employer. And lastly, it is possible that you miss out on some benefits of staying with the same company. For example, you might miss the chance for a promotion or a salary increase after 5 or 10 years. So these were the negative sides. What about the positive side? On the other hand, many workers have a better career experience by changing their jobs and even their careers. One example is my brother, who has been a chef, then a salesman, and now he is a financial planner after studying accounting. His knowledge and experience across a few different industries make him a very good financial advisor. He gets many clients because they believe he understands their situation more than a worker who has only ever studied and worked in accounting. He also enjoys his work greatly because he has had variety in his working life. Therefore, changing your career can be an advantage. What a simple but perfectly formed paragraph. It has a linking word to distinguish from the previous paragraph. It only sticks with the positives. It gives a specific example, and it finishes with a concluding topic sentence. Therefore, changing your career can be an advantage. The conclusion. Remember, the student thinks it's positive. In summary, even though there are some possible negative consequences, as far as I'm concerned, the worker benefits more from having a diverse range of professional experience. Not only do the workers enjoy their jobs more, but their companies often have more productive work environments too. And this conclusion is the same as the previous paragraph. It fulfills all the same requirements of a good conclusion. Repeat your thesis statement and repeat some of the topics from the main body. So this essay, even though it has level 9 grammar, in terms of its structure and its ideas is more like a 7. And yet, that is still a very good level. It answers the question. It flows from paragraph to paragraph and sentence to sentence. The vocabulary is good, and the conclusion summarizes key points. How do you get such a high score? How do you get, well, over 7 in coherence? Remember, you need a clear thesis statement. From my perspective, changing your career is usually positive. Make sure your conclusion matches your thesis statement. So as far as I'm concerned, the worker benefits. Positive, it must match. And let's look at some of the linking expressions. Remember, this essay is an easier level. So we've got words like but on one hand, on the other hand, first, second, therefore. One example is. These are very easy linkers. Oh, and don't forget not only, but also. If you can't use these, you are very unlikely to get over 6. These are low-level linking words, so make sure you can use them easily. What about the vocabulary? Don't just learn the words, learn how to use them. Think about whether nouns are plural or singular, countable or uncountable, and whether you need an article. And also, you must learn, what does it say here? Whole phrases. If you learn just single words, your writing will lack coherence. So here were some of them from this easier level essay. Do you think you can use all of these? Try to learn whole phrases. Why don't you repeat after me? A very good financial advisor. Productive work environment. So learn phrases as well. Please read the essay again and notice all the features. Remember, the essay must paraphrase the essay topic, and you must be very clear how you answer the question. From my perspective, it is usually positive. Keep reading, and I encourage you to write out these paragraphs. You can pause and take your time, and notice all of those linking words. If, even if, for example, and lastly, and there is the second paragraph. Again, keep going, write it out, make your English feel more natural as you write it out. You can pause this one. And finally, the conclusion.